It's the first time in my life that I felt family. You know, it didn't matter whether it's black or white, as long as you was claret and blue.
Right, turn right, the bones is on the right. Synchronised.
You know, if your fans mattered, then your clothes mattered. It's a very working class thing, because it's this kind of statement that says, hey, we might not have money, but we dress all right.
I always believe that when opportunities come, you should take them.
The casual movement was a bit like the mod movement from the 60s, where even though it was tracksuits, it was still the Italian look, it was brands, and it was taking pride in oneself.
In the middle of the 80s, when I started to see Juventus with my friends, so we used to see like English guys dressing like a tennis player.
Borg wore the B Elite Diadora trainer, which at that point in time was the most expensive trainer you could get, so it really carried a certain amount of cachet. So if you had those and you were wearing those out on the terraces, you're doing well and you're better than your mates, and that was just kind of part of this one-upmanship that carried itself through all of casual culture.
In the London scene, and it seems up in Glasgow as well, it just became a massive part of a look for lads going to football.
And every Saturday, all the rival football firms would head to Euston, because you had something like a dozen football clubs in London. So that meant a lot of football firms were coming through Euston. And that become almost like a catwalk, but a dangerous catwalk.
Oh, come on, we shall come on.
It was just the ownership of that product, and because not many people had it, it was like a little bit of an underground uniform that only people in the know knew what you was wearing.
My first pair of Diadoras I got was Christmas '83. I remember getting them on Christmas morning. It was just over the moon. Absolutely couldn't believe I'd actually got a pair of these trainers. It was fantastic.
When I was at school, I had to wear school uniform. The one thing I could do to break the rules is have my little Diadora bag, you know, with scribble our bands on it that we were into, or our girlfriends at the time, we'd put their names on the bag and whatever, and it just lived with you.
There was some kids that came to school with the bag, but they never had the trainers. And that was what Diadora was about. It was about representing the elite. It showed that you took pride, you aspired for better things and for a better lifestyle.
All these brands like Diadora and Fila and Ticini, they're worldwide now, and that's partly because of what happened in the early 80s. It sort of, it wouldn't have that same impact and cultural significance if it wasn't for lads following their football teams around Europe and bringing the gear back.
I think a brand like Diadora has stayed true to heritage, and if you've got a customer that is interested in a brand with heritage, it's got every reason to still be important today.